Hi folks, Marty here. I'm glad you could join me for this week's little painting. And what I plan to do today is, this is a pub that belongs to a friend of ours called Jack. And this is a wee thank you for him for looking after us all. So basically what I did is I sketched it out and I masked off the areas that I want to protect in white. And then now I turned it upside down. And I've mixed up some light red with a bit of cobalt. And I've just painted that on quickly. And I've added a bit of cobalt blue darker into the top of it. Now I've mixed up my roof colour for the slates. And this is made of cobalt blue and alizarin crimson. So basically, I've just blocked that in. And then now I'm mixing up some alizarin crimson and a bit of yellow ochre for the brickwork in the chimneys. So this is just an undercoat. Obviously, I'll be coming back over this again later. So with that same mix, what I'm going to do now is paint in the brickwork. It's really rendered plaster, and this is the colour of it. So everywhere on the painting that has that colour, I'm just blocking it in and leaving the white bits, which will get a yellow coat. So feel free to stop this at any point, and if you're going to have a wee go at this, just stop it and block in the way I am. So at this stage I've mixed up some lemon yellow and I'm just blocking in the bits that are yellow. And the reason why I've sped this up is because it would take so long and you'd probably lose the plot or lose interest halfway through it, sitting watching paint dry, literally. But you could do this in your own time. So what I did there was I mixed up a thicker wash of ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson, and I just dry brushed across the roof there, just to add a bit of texture. I know it doesn't look anything interesting at this point, but later on it'll make sense. And what I did was I went into that same colour that I used earlier on, and because this is a second coat of the same colour, it just looks so much darker. And then underneath the eaves and the woodwork of the building, there's shadow. So what I'm doing is I'm using the same colour, but maybe a bit more blue in it, just to darken it a bit. So it gives the impression of shadow. And then underneath the signage, I'm just kind of dragging the pen back and forth there, you know, giving the impression that I'm actually painting the shadow. But that's all it is, it's just an impression. It doesn't have to be each letter. Using the same colour now, I'm just getting over the window panes. And I've added a bit of red in there as well into those windows, just to give the impression that there's log burning fires on in the rooms, which of course there is. It's a lovely, beautiful, quaint little pub. So I mixed up some cobalt blue with a little hint of alizarin. And I'm just dry brushing it across the path and the road here, just to give you the impression that it has been snowing. And then that's the footpath, just something a bit darker, just to give the distinction between path and road. And then with some dry pigment, I've just painted in the wee character. So for the snow, basically, I'm just using gouache. And then anywhere that snow would possibly be laying, I'm just touching it in. This is the fun part. It's also a great way to hide any mistakes or anything you don't like the looks of. But unfortunately, it only snows a certain time of year. So it's just some snow on the peaks there, roof peak. And then what I'll do is I'll do a bit of dry brushwork across it, just to make it look like there's been some snow left on there. It's maybe turned to ice, or a bit of a snowdrift catching the tops of the roofs. And then just to make a little bit of a definition in the paintwork of, I'm just using my fountain pen. Don't go overboard with this. I don't want it to be exactly a pen and wash. And here I've just used the same gouache. You've seen other paintings that I've done this year showing you how to do all this more in depth. So do follow those if you need more detail about how to do splattering and spattering and so on. What I'm doing is just removing the tape just for the big reveal. So there you go, folks. There's it in a wee frame. And just looks like a nice wee painting. And I'm sure our friend Jack will be hanging that on his wall somewhere.